Welcome back to the Power and the Glory. Today's scripture is taken from the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4. Before I get started, please like, share, and subscribe. It does make a huge difference to the Google algorithm. And thank you to my existing subscribers for your ongoing support. I really do appreciate it. So I'll read the scripture now. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There'll be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. So this passage of scripture signifies a future state of perfection where all suffering, pain, and sorrow cease to exist. Now, it's part of a larger vision in the book of Revelation describing the new Jerusalem, the heavenly city where God will dwell with his people. So that being said, let's look at the scripture in a bit more detail. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There'll be no more death or mourning or crying or pain. So the verse's core message is the elimination of all forms of human suffering, whether that be death, whether it be sorrow, crying, physical or emotional pain. But much more than this, it paints a beautiful future vision of a realm where mankind can live in an everlasting state of pain-free peace and joy with God. Now, at this point, I know some of you out there will be suffering from some sort of physical ailment or maybe a physical weakness. Now, imagine suddenly being in a dimension where your affliction is removed and you're pain-free. I mean, how good would you feel? How would your quality of life be transformed? I want you to think of that when you revisit this scripture. Moving on to the next part of the scripture, for the old order of things has passed away. So this part of the verse shows that the old way of doing things is over. And this is not a temporary but a permanent change. And the new reality is a new heaven and earth established by God himself. So the verse is centered around God as the divine presence, freeing us from pain and dwelling with mankind in a new divine kingdom that he's established. And as such, it's intended to provide real comfort for the reader, especially for those suffering from current pain and hardship and sorrow. And it provides much needed hope for a future that is free from such pain and sorrow. So these words invite us to look beyond our present suffering and circumstances to a glorious future that awaits us with God. It reminds us that our current trials are temporary and that in the end, God's victory over sin and death will bring eternal joy and restoration. It's a promise ultimately of transcendence, a release from a world of suffering and pain to a new dimension of ease, peace, and healing. And for this reason, it's a vision that sustains us in times of grief and sorrow.